Hello, dear viewer. Welcome to another episode of the Cable Plus Property Show, your number one online educative platform on all issues related to land and landed properties. This is where we provide easy access to information to all Nigerians and non-Nigerians. Information on land procurement, land acquisition, building construction, registration, documentation, and obtaining planning permit. It would interest you to know, or you will agree with me, that transportation takes place on land and land use determines transport system. This is why I'll be speaking with a professional par excellence, a transport specialist on this episode. It's no other than once a commissioner of transport in Lagos State, town planner Professor Prof Badejo. As you know, my name is Oiza. Come with me. Town planner Professor Prof Badejo is a professor of geography and regional planning from the Department of Geography. He is currently the Dean, Faculty of Environmental Studies, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwoyi, Ogun State. Professor Prof Badejo is a chartered town planner, transport specialist, and chartered transportant. He served as the General Manager, Research Planning and Environment at the National Inland Waterways Authority, a parastatal of the Federal Ministry of Transport from 2005 to 2006, based in Lokoja, Kogi State. Professor Badejo was appointed the Honorable Commissioner of Transportation in Lagos State from 2007 to 2011, where he served creditably and demonstrated great knowledge and skilled expertise in addressing and resolving some of the major transportation problems associated with Lagos State. Now, you will know that he was particularly concerned about the pro-poor and the pro-gross mobility challenges of Lagos State. And this is what led to the actualization of the BRT, LASWA, and more importantly, and in collaboration with LAMATA, the Rail Transport Infrastructure Development Agenda of the state. Professor Badejo attended the University of Ibadan and was awarded both the Bachelor of Science degree in Geography in 1982 and Master's degree in Urban and Regional Planning in 1985. Thereafter, he proceeded to the London School of Economics and Political Science, University of London, in 1986 for his Doctor of Philosophy degree in Regional and Urban Planning Studies. He graduated with a PhD in 1990. In search for more knowledge, Professor Badejo recently completed the Bachelor of Laws from the National Open University of Nigeria in 2017. He's a fellow of several professional bodies, and that includes the Chartered Institute of Transport Administration of Nigeria, the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Great Britain, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, the Town Planners Registration Council of Nigeria, and a member of the National Ministerial Advisory Council on Transportation in Nigeria from 1995 to 2014. He has contributed reasonably to the development and advancement of knowledge through training, through teaching, supervision, administration, numerous research, and publications. Professor Badejo is a community man, and he is happily married and blessed with children. So when I say that today you'll be hearing from the horse's mouth on transport, I am not mincing words at all. So join me as I have this conversation with Town Planner Professor Badejo. Let's go. Good afternoon, sir. It's a
Thank you
pleasure
very
having
much.
you and an honor to be with you today on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, an interesting profile like that. Very impressive one. Well done, sir. So what is transportation, and what should members of the public expect from a good transport system? What makes a good transport system?
Thank you very much for the privilege and for the invitation. If you look at land, and if you also look at distribution of resources, you discover that the wants and the needs of man cannot be found in one location. And if even you have your landed property, other things that will make you function as a human being are not available in that building that you call your structure. So you need to move from one location to another. That is from point A to point B, depending on which of the points you want to visit. In the process of achieving that, you need interaction. And interaction cannot take place without transportation. So transport is a means through which you interact with various activities, with the nature, with the environment, unrestricted. And in the process of achieving and actualizing your needs, you actually need transportation to do that. So transportation goes beyond interaction. It involves applying various means, which you now call modes of transport, in order to achieve your desired objective. So without transport, there is no essence for life. Because you want to buy something in the market, you have to go there, and you need transport to get there. You want to go to the hospital, you want to go to school, you want to go to work, you want to go for recreation. Since all these activities cannot be found in the location that you are, for you to benefit and to enjoy them, you need to relocate and move to all those places. That means that makes it possible for you to enjoy all those luxuries of life is transport. So in our daily life, transport is like the veins of human body. The day transport stops functioning, that is the end of the being. So transport is sine qua non to whatever human endeavor is. But in our part of this society, we have not really seen transport beyond taking me from point A to point B. The efficiency, the safety, the economic values attached to it have not been seriously comprehended. A reason being that transport is like studying medicine, it's like studying law. But in our own climb here, everybody is a possessor of knowledge when it comes to transportation. Call an Okada man, what do you need? He will tell you this. Call a lawyer, what do you need? He will tell you this. Call an accountant, what do you need? Tell you this. But I cannot call myself an accountant if I'm not certified. I cannot call myself a lawyer if I'm not certified. Neither will you call you a medical doctor without being certified. But transportation, everybody is a possessor of knowledge. A lot of taking transport as mere, do it this way, put it that way. We call it qualified by experience, QBE. But those who are really exposed to the ethics, to the principles and practice of transport as a discipline, knows that immediately you make a pronouncement, immediately you do something, they can tell you without blinking that this is dead on arrival. But I can say that we are gradually appreciating the relevance of knowledge of transportation. And the more we start generating more expert knowledge, more professionals, obviously, they will take charge and all what we are witnessing today are likely to change.
So in light of this explanation, sir, what then makes a good transport system? What are the elements that it should contain to make it qualify as good?
Thank you very much. You see, number one, transport is a multidisciplinary issue. And apart from being a multidisciplinary area of study, it is also a complex issue. For example, look at the land uses. A particular area of land, you are developing it for residential. Every residential building there must have access. To get access to that structure, you need network. And that network is transportation. Now, the problem we have here is that when we are developing, we only provide the network, forgetting that there are requirements, there are other infrastructure that goes along with that network, either to promote security for the area, either to promote safety in terms of movement, and also to generate economic life in that area. If you look at some of our roads, there are laybys. Laybys are meant for vehicles to veer away from the main road to do one or two things, either to drop passenger or to pick passenger and so on. And you now discover that in our own climes, those infrastructure are being converted either to market, either for organizer or mechanic or so on. And because those space has been occupied, you see vehicles stopping on the main road. That process or that period that vehicle stopped on the main road, it has narrowed down the available space. And if it is an environment like Lagos that has about 337 vehicles per kilometer length of road, you know that if that vehicle should stop, let's say for 2-3 minutes, you can imagine the backtailing of vehicles. But if you go to places like Ihima, where the vehicle statistics is about 6-7 vehicles per kilometer, you may not imagine the effect of that period of stoppage. So there are a lot of things that goes along with transportation. That is why we say transport is a system. And generally, a system is a group of interrelated subcomponents. If that subcomponent, if one of the components malfunctions, the entire system is affected. That is the major focus and problem we are facing in many African countries. They focus on network development with little emphasis on infrastructure, that is terminal, with little emphasis on the type of vehicles, the motive power that is required, then more importantly, the knowledge. So in transport, we have what we call the open system and the closed system. Let me explain the open system. The open system are modes of transport: road, rail, air, waterways, pipeline, and so on. Now, the essence of those open systems is to complement one another. For example, if you look at Lagos State, efforts are being made to develop the rail infrastructure to make the water transport system more efficient. Meaning that if the water transportation is more developed, more attractive, it will take away some dependence on road. If the rail infrastructure is also on and up and running now, it will also take away dependence on the road mode. So you call it sharing the burden of mobility. So if we have 337 vehicles per kilometer length of road in Lagos, by the time the rail and waterways are well developed, we are likely to reduce the number of vehicles to about 150, 140, meaning that the ease of movement using the road mode will be better. And we will have succeeded in redistributing demand for transportation in the state.
Thank you very much for that explanation, sir. We'll go on a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Cable Plus Property, the hub of professionals in the built environment and the #1 online educative platform on all issues related to land and landed property. At Cable Plus Property, our aim is to ensure that all Nigerians and non-Nigerians have at the tip of your fingers, free of charge, all information on landed matters. We provide you with all information you need to know about land procurement, land documentation and development, planning permit procurement, building construction, and so on. Join us today for free by subscribing to our YouTube channel, like and follow us on our social media platforms, and check us on our website www.cableplusproperty.com. Together, we shall make our environment better. Spend and build right.
Welcome back. It's still the Cable Plus Property Show with Town Planner Professor Badejo. Can you kindly enlighten the viewers on the main highlights of Lagos Transportation Master Plan? What are commuters going to benefit from it?
Is it you need to first of all understand the agenda of government. Well, while I was in government, the focus was on 10-point agenda. And the concept of that 10-point agenda informed the direction through which the Transport Master Plan is being developed. Then, currently, we are talking of the TIMS agenda. The TIMS agenda has even come to revive the 10-point agenda by what you call factorization, bringing 2 or 3 of those 10-point agenda into one umbrella. So today we have TIMS, which is a 6-point agenda of the Sanwo-Olu administration. You see, Transport Master Plan has to do with the comprehensiveness of the type of transport infrastructure that is the focus of development for the state. Excuse me. If you look at the master plan has succeeded in incorporating the systemic factor that I said, the open system. I have not even discussed the closed system, which is the add-up to the open system. You see, if you look at rail, water transport, air transport, road mode, you will discover that In the Lagos State Master Plan, Transport Master Plan, all these have been incorporated. And when it was being developed, it was done within the context of the direction of development, the growth of population. You know that the rail line, the blue and red line are being under construction. And the argument was that let us look at where the demand will be met. That is, you don't develop rail line to where the population that will use it is very low. Because you want a facility that can take large number of people at a time. So you can't just go and build such a rail line in Ikoyi or go and build such a rail line in Victoria Island. I'm not saying it will not get there eventually, but where the impact, immediate impact, will be felt is towards Badagry Expressway, where you have all the people from Alimosho, all the people that are along Festac, Kokomaiko, Agbara, so on. All those are areas. And in order to make it function, while they were developing the Badagry Expressway, the rail corridor was also incorporated into the road development network, giving it an opportunity for them to share some benefits and resources together. The moment the rail program commenced its operations, you'll be surprised that the number of vehicle owners along that corridor will take advantage of the rail. Now, and then there is open system, there is closed system. The closed system has to do with, let's take the road mode. When you look at the road mode, there is what you call the motive power. Motive power is the engine of a vehicle. Then the other aspect of it is the vehicle. That vehicle, you know, have you ever registered a vehicle? They will ask you for engine number and chassis number. That engine is the motive power. That chassis is the vehicle. The chassis does not change, but you can replace your engine, right? Then there's what you call the way. Every vehicle has a route. That route is the way. Then there's what you call terminal. The terminal facility is your garage at home for your vehicle. It's the bus stop. Are you following me? It's the large garages, like the one you have in Ikeja or the one you have in Oshodi. All those are designed. So this infrastructure are provided, I repeat, are provided depending on the volume of traffic that is expected to ply that road. So if you don't have information about the vehicle and the capacity of the vehicle, you may not be able to design an appropriate road. That is why you see that some roads of 30, 40 years ago recently have been converted to one-way road. Because they now discover that when that road was constructed 40 years ago, the volume of traffic across it was not much. So you can go through the road. But today, the population has grown up, the economy has grown up, the land has expanded, the structures on land has expanded, meaning that the road did not expand, did not respond. So in order to make the road functional within the context of all the developments and population that have taken up, they need to redirect traffic.
Okay. Sir, you mentioned other modes of transportation earlier, and you realize that in this part of the world, especially in Lagos,
It takes what?
in this part of the world, especially in Lagos, people make use of the road transportation more than other means. Why is this? What is your view on this, sir?
The road mode provides what you call door-to-door services. Door-to-door. If you use the air transport, you use the rail transport, you need the water transport, you will still end up on the road. So people are more conversant, are used to the road, are familiar to the road mode. So it is easier for government and for the individual to focus on road because it provides direct access to your home. But you cannot dig or dredge the water to anybody's home. So if you come out at Ibute, you will still need a vehicle to take you down to your... That is why I said during our time, we now focus on the development of the BRT in order to use it as a means of carrying larger number of people at a time. It was also used as a strategy with incremental annual number of buses to eliminate some of the so-called yellow buses that we see today. So but for one reason or the other, some of these plans were jettisoned. But I'm sure they are gradually coming back on board because the experts are now being consulted. Professionals are gradually being brought in order to guide how best to react to the transport development of the state.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. We'd like you to say something about the Cable Plus property. About the Cable Plus property endeavor, the show, and the company itself.
In the first instance, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you very much.
That you are doing a very, very great and awesome job. Then 3, the major problem that we have in this country, and particularly in Lagos, is what I call planning for instead of planning with. You see, we stay and sit in our offices. We are planning for the person in Imota. We are planning for the person in Itoiki, planning for someone at Itaoluwo. He's not even aware of what you are planning for him or for his community. All of a sudden, you award the contract, you come to that place, you tell them, this is what we are doing for you. That project is dead on arrival because you have assumed that the person in Isiu, in Imota, in Italuwo, in Itoki, don't know what he wants. So you that is planning for them, you know what they want. Whereas contemporary planning and development is planning with. Planning with means that, Ishiwi Motakobo, we want to do this, so what is your view? What are your perceptions? They say, no, God, we don't want this thing. Give us this instead. Why are you choosing this place? Don't choose this place. Why don't you go and choose this place and so on? They will help you. They will support you. They will guide you. So when that project eventually materializes, you will see that enthusiastically they will welcome it, they will protect it. And that is what we are doing. Public engagement, public enlightenment, public education, and planning with the people. It's a good effort. And I want to congratulate you on that line.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you. I enjoyed talking to you, by the way. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, please.
And that was the conversation with Town Planner Professor Badejo. I trust that you enjoyed the conversation and you've been able to get some enlightenment and sensitization, which is the main purpose of the program, by the way. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything. So hit the subscribe button, like the video, share with friends, family, and colleagues. And also head on to our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram at Cable Plus Property. My name is Oiza and I will see you in the next video.